everybody, it's Kim here from Kim's Homestead with you in the kitchen once again. How are you all? All doing well, I hope? That's good. Well, today it's still too hot to do anything outside. Yesterday was 41 and today is supposed to get hotter. Delightful. But with any luck, we've got a cool change coming through very soon, and with any luck, the hot weather this is the last gasp of hot weather, otherwise it's the last gasp of me. But anyway, I thought we'd spend the day in the kitchen today. I've got an overload of eggs. My girls are laying quite well. I'm getting 2 to 3 eggs a day. And yeah, so I thought I would do one of my favourite dishes, which is egg and bacon pasties. So I thought I'd bring you along with me. One of my girls is actually clucky, so I've phoned up the breeder and he's going to collect some eggs and give me some eggs for her, and when they hatch out I'll take what I want and he can have the rest, which I'm happy to do. Anyway, what else that I also have for my egg and bacon pasties is some of the purple shallots out of my garden, or spring onions as we call them. And I also have, of course, bacon for the egg and bacon pasties. Now, in the freezer still is my flaky pastry. No, I don't make it myself. I have tried and tried and tried and failed and failed and failed. So now I just buy it in the sheets and it's much easier to use. So that's what I'll be using today, but not until I'm ready to put together the pasties, because I don't want it getting too soft, especially in this heat, because it will get soft very quickly and the pastry just goes. So what I'm going to do is start off by just chopping everything up. Now, of course, you'll need a good knife for this, a good chopping board, and later on I will need a good deep fry pan or a pot if that's what you prefer. So let's get started, shall we? I usually like to cut it reasonably thin. It doesn't have to be paper thin, but reasonably thin slices, because they will break down quite well once they start cooking. And of course I use all the greens as well. I've taken off the bits that I don't want in the food. They've all had a really good wash. And of course, nice little container to put it all in. And that's until I'm ready to use it. So I will continue chopping up all of this, and get back to you with the next lot. So in this jug we have 3 dozen eggs cracked into it. Now we put in some salt and pepper to taste. So I'm putting in about a teaspoon of salt and about half a teaspoon of pepper. And now we just blend it. Right, the egg is thoroughly mixed. So, in the meantime, I have chopped up not only the onions, but I chopped up the bacon just into small squares. Now this is the middle ration, anyway, the stuff without the fat and the rind on it. That was because when I purchased the bacon it was the cheapest available, not for any other reason. I've used the bacon with the rind and everything else, that's fine. I've also got some parsley out of the garden. So parsley's from the garden, the onions are from the garden, the eggs are from the garden. So that's it. Now all I need to do is get my large fry pan, put a little bit of oil in the bottom and heat it up, ready to start browning off the onions and the bacon. So let's bring you over to the stove. Time to add the onion. And we mainly just want to soften the onion or get it to a clear state. Okay, so the onion's cooked enough. We don't want it to cook too much, so we'll just remove it for the moment. Right, now it's time to cook the bacon. Hands are clean, and this is only for me anyway. Okay, time to add back in the onion. And time to turn it down a bit. That's down to probably a low simmer now. We'll also add in the parsley. And let that wilt down a little bit. That gives this pan time to cool off a little bit. Okay, now it's time to pour in the egg. And we just cook them just like you would any other scrambled egg. Okay, so the egg mixture is cooked, and now it has to be completely cold before the next step going into the pastries. So what I'll do is turn off the stove, I will let it cool, and then it will go in the fridge overnight, and we'll pick this up again tomorrow when it's completely cold before going into the pastry and being cooked. Okay, for this, it's now the next day. Our sheets of pastry have thawed out in the fridge, so they're nice and cold. So I'll take off the sheets that I want and I'll put the rest back in the fridge to stay cold. And I'll put the oven on to heat up. Right, our egg mixture is here out of the fridge. So what I want to do, yeah, not right now. I'll make 4 scoops or heaps. Right, that's 4. Now I'll lay on the top sheet. Actually, before I do that, I want to run some water around the outside so it will stick properly. Or some egg. Actually, I think I'll do egg. Put a little tad of water in it. Possibly made these a little too big. Right. Now we'll just run some egg wash around the inside. Now all I'm doing is going around the outside and sealing the mixture onto each other, onto itself. They won't be the prettiest in the world, but they'll be functional. Now all I'm doing is folding up some of these edges in underneath, so hopefully they won't bleed outside. It's a bit hard with the other ones in the way. Normally I like to make them one by one, but the pastry sort of goes all over the place. There we go. Yep, there's my oven. Okay, so let's have another go. Let's fold the edges in first this time. That sort of worked a bit better. As I said, they won't be the prettiest, but they'll be edible. Now I've got to get a baking tray and some baking paper. Right, that's these ones. So they can go in the oven for now while I fiddle around with these other ones. So I'm just going to put some egg wash over the top of these. These ones are actually for tea tonight, so I'll get these done. The afternoon's wearing on a bit. Okay, 2 of them I'm going to top with poppy seeds. And the other 2 I'm going to do with sesame seeds. Now it's only the pastry that needs cooking, so they won't be in the oven for very long. The temperature's up to 220 degrees in my air fryer department, so they will be in there for maybe 10 minutes. Anyway, I'll tell you when they come out. Yes, none for you. Right, now to get another couple of sheets out. These will go into the fridge until the ones in the oven are done. Another way of doing these is to make cups out of them. Well, we all fell down. Let's see if we can set you up again. Okay. And now time for some cheese. I have mozzarella cheese. You can use any type of cheese you like. This is what I have. Right, this will also go in the fridge until oven space is ready. Right, time to bring out the first lot. And there we go. Beautiful. Very, very hot at the moment, so I won't crack one open just yet, but I will a little bit later. So I'll bring you back when these other ones are all done and I'm ready to crack one open for you. So here is our egg and bacon pasty. So, as I said, it may not be the prettiest, but it's certainly very edible. And normally when I get an excess of eggs, usually about 3 dozen, is when I make it. I don't make it too often because, as you see, it takes a while. It's a lot of work, but it is worth it. The effort is worth it. It is a delicious pasty to have, high in protein, low in fat, and it tastes delicious. Very hot. So, if you're in a position to have an excess of eggs, try making these for your family. They won't last long. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big eggy thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, think about subscribing. That would be wonderful. Well, that's it from me, friends. I will catch you again very soon with another video. Bye.